bad stuff happening, and one of the little lackeys goes, right here in River City. And it's just, that is a hilarious reference to a musical in the middle of a spy movie.
Yeah, I didn't even get that.
I didn't even know what was happening with that line.
I laughed so hard, too, when Arnold Schwarzenegger thinks that Helen is cheating on him with the turtleneck-wearing Bill Paxton, who's amazing in this movie. And Tom Arnold goes, welcome to the club, man.
Yeah, no, that's just it. Like, wait, like you think that you will giggle when you were a teenager when you hear that, but once you've started living life, that both can twist your gut while at the same time being yet funnier.
And then he starts calling Arnold out. What did you expect, man? You lie to her and you're never home. All you do, like, and then didn't you read something about the two, Arnold and Tom's relationship in this?
Apparently they became really good friends.
And they were the only ones who were honest to each other in the movie.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
They tell each other everything, these guys.
Except for when he hid the pages.
Oh, yeah.
The wiretap.
Oh, yeah, and they breaks the window.
He's trying to, give me the goddamn page!
Hurry up, my horse is getting... I can't do an Arnold impersonation. My horse is getting tired. Your horse. Hey, John Wick definitely paid homage to that scene with the horse. That's what the director, Chad Stahelski, wanted.
So I was working on this theory while we watched the movie and doing side research on my phone that True Lies and Mission Impossible are very similar in so many respects. I think that we have the fun Mission Impossible moments we do today because of True Lies. Think about it. The guy in the van thing. Benji's always stuck in the van.
Yep.
And he's complaining about it. At the end, he says, I'm coming out of the van. I've been in here for 15 years. The dancing. The bathroom fight. How about that?
Oh, the bathroom fight.
I read this Ain't It Cool News article from several years ago that's basically a love letter to this movie about how Mission Impossible 3 is just a retooling of this movie.
And
the video glasses. Remember Ethan has those at the beginning of one of the movies where he's hanging off the cliffs? Mm-hmm. The bridge scene and the x-ray scene. So these are all Mission Impossible moments.
Oh, wow. This is
the X-ray scene was also... This X-ray scene I viewed as being taken from Total Recall.
Total Recall. Yeah, nice little homage to that. I loved the lady at the front of their headquarters who, when they come through, she puts her hand on the gun.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
good morning, Janice.
Yeah, and she's just stone cold. I will shoot you.
You know who it is, too, because of their frames. You can see their frames there. So unless you had two bad guys built like a short, stocky guy and a big, muscular guy next to one another, like... Even with the guns and the x-rays and how they're positioned around their physiques.
Oh, and you could tell, that was a funny bit. I don't know. And also this movie, do you think Arnold's had a better performance as far as, do you think he's been better in a movie?
I think it was really good.
Yeah.
I really think this is like a quintessential Arnold performance. I think it captures most of the best that he has to offer, except for what I will call serious action. Is there straight-faced action? Yes, but there's no like dire action. You are never actually nervous for your protagonists in this movie like you might be in Commando or Predator.
It makes me so happy when he's sliding on his back, waxing people. When he tells Tom Arnold in the van, hey, back up a little bit, and he shoots the skiers. He flies a jet. How many movies nowadays he just got in the jet, it's been 10 years. Now in all these movies, people do the same thing. Dwayne Johnson, all these guys, they kind of...
Bill Pullman in Independence Day,
yeah, exactly.
2 years later.
Yeah, it's been... Yeah, so I mean...
But you really liked how Tom Arnold knew exactly how to close the jet to make sure so that just showed a lot of competence.
So I don't know if at the end when Arnold gets in the jet, or Harry Tasker gets in the jet, it's Arnold. When Arnold gets in the jet, I thought, this is why I love James Cameron. Tom Arnold runs out, and he knows exactly how to close the door and secure the jet. So that's a little moment that made me really happy, because that's the detail I feel like that went into this movie.
Well, and then you even wonder for yourself, like, obviously these two have a big history in the agency, but like, did they serve in the Navy together? Were they Army Rangers together? Did they, before Tom Arnold put on some weight, like, did they serve, in the military together? Like, that's a little moment that even kind of speaks to something like that. Because when was he using this? Probably not in the CIA.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they must have been some kind of ops, right?
Yeah, I mean...
And he knows it, too. And he just could walk into his house and pour himself coffee. And the daughter, Eliza Dushku, is like, oh, brother.
Yeah, didn't they insult each other?
Albert, says something, oh, you looking forward to being shot out of a cannon? And then she's like, oh, shut up, Albert.
Oh, because she has that helmet on.
I remember the first time I got shot out of a cannon.
Yeah.
But again, that line that was shot from the hip. I wonder if that was even in the script, the way he sped that out, in that scene. But so he gets a lot of great lines. Helen has her good lines. Bill Paxton has his good lines. Arnold has his good lines. A lot of Tia Carrere doesn't have many funny lines, but she has some good lines. A lot of people get their moment to shine back in a time when ensemble movies weren't really a thing. Not that this is truly that, but this is going out of its way to give all your everybody spotlights, including our bad guy.
And I really like that. James Cameron liked the bad guy a lot, Art Malik. Do you think that's why he gave him he out Arnold in that action scene? He is riding a motorcycle through hotels and elevators. He makes massive jumps. You have the great bit with the horse and Arnold. But
that was the jump from the Matrix simulation.
Yeah, exactly. He flies 100 yards. But I kind of like that. In True Lies, he out Arnold. And I did not remember that scene. Did you, Meg?
Mm-mm.
No? Yeah, that was pretty sweet. And then also,
that jump was from a Fast and Furious movie.
Yeah, exactly. They tried to recruit him, but also Tia Carrere was going to murder Jamie Lee Curtis. She was going to shoot her. I was like, whoa! I forgot about that. She was going to blow her head off.
So we're talking about Arnold, right? This is clearly a comedy. We're talking about. You even made the comment, which is interesting. It's it's Harry Tasker, but it's Arnold. It's this is the guy that Arnold usually plays in a way. So a friend of mine who knew we were potting about this has a comment or question, and it fits in really well to this in our kind of Arnold fanaticism. But Gina in Fort Lauderdale asked us, how is Arnold Schwarzenegger not the person most likely to be a secret agent? If they wanted me to be shocked by Tasker's moonlighting gig as a secret agent, should they not have cast some McLovin type dude from Superbad? Who looks at Arnold Schwarzenegger and thinks, yeah, that guy, I totally believe that he's just a salesman and that he has never blown up terrorists or something. I guess that's part of the humor going on here, that he's so obvious. He's not your Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible or your Sean Connery. He's the guy with a 50-inch chest. I'm sorry, a 60-inch chest.
I think that's part of the joke, right? Just the fact that he comes home, oh, you should have been at the conference. Right?
You should have seen that we were the hit of the show. Yeah. I had the newest software. You could actually see the credit history. It's fantastic.
I think that's part of the. Do you think that's part of the joke, though? Is that he's just right? They're fully aware of that in this movie, right?
I mean, I guess in a way, I almost look at this the same way I look at him in Terminator. Why on earth would the Terminator be designed to be some preternaturally large person? That would just draw more attention to it. It would make more sense if it's just a regular shaped guy with a robotic endoskeleton. But you cast Arnold Schwarzenegger because he's Arnold Schwarzenegger. So now you've got this big husky dude.
Shoot, you probably got a lot of happy sales guys out there that guy's definitely a sales guy for sure.
Dude, yeah, you know that people selling dashboard programs for sales were showing this at conventions in 1994 and 95.
Check this guy out.
To be fair, a lot of athletes from college go into being salespeople because they're very charismatic.
Hey.
So. That's true. No, that's a good point. Maybe he doesn't... Well, he's the biggest of them. But yeah, maybe it's not that surprising.
Maybe he's
have
Oh, sorry, go for it.
Ex-running back selling stuff.
A linebacker or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Former offensive lineman. I did love in the beginning where he comes up in all of his scuba gear, bashes through some snow, climbs up, and then his suit is perfectly fine.
I have so many questions about that scene.
Oh my gosh, the guy who's not even Arnold, who's running in his place.
No, it's the stunt double. It's so obvious. I love it.
So, okay, first off, he had no wrinkle shirts before there were no wrinkle shirts. That's clearly a CIA Omega Sector invention.
Yeah, Omega Sector with Nick Fury.
Omega Sector, right. And it's but so before he gets out of that pool though, right? He's in his scuba thing. He is lasing these bars under the water. Where did that pool go?
Yeah.
He was lasing bars like it was some natural waterway or something. It's a swimming pool.
Yep. That's remember
what was that?
Remember in the James Bond movies when the sharks came in from that thing? Maybe it's just a really rich person's. Maybe it's like a lake. Yeah, that's true. I don't get it.
I never noticed that until because when you're watching something for a podcast, you think a little differently. Your critical hat is on, and I saw that, and I'm like, where's he coming from?
And he Oh, he made sure that people could tell that he busted through that ice, too.
Yeah. I mean, there was that. There's no wrinkles in that shirt. Good for him. He is not cold at all, by the way, in Switzerland in winter.
Never. Always
I
Arnold.
mean, you're that big. I don't think you're cold.
That's right.
I have got like 50 pounds on what he weighed in that movie, and I'd be cold out there.
I like when he walks into the chateau and they go, wait, what are you doing back here? And he immediately starts criticizing the food.
Yeah, too much garlic.
Right, that was when we learned that he
Get it all
spoke
out
French.
of here.
Yeah. Yeah, that's his French. And then he starts saying hey to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Colonel!
And then, of course, at some point when he's sneaking around, he's going to say, where's the John? I have to take a major leak. And in parentheses, it says perfect Arabic.
Yeah.
Like he knew the slang for I have to go pee.
Oh, wow. Oh, you're right. Yeah, he knew the slang terms.
Right, because it said,
Hey,
where's
he's a
the
super
John?
spy.
Yeah, I love it.
I mean, it's funny. I used to roll my eyes thinking he speaks too many languages in this movie, but it turns out he only speaks 2 languages other than English.
And I also kind of loved that.
They just so happen to both apply to this mission.
Yeah.
So
That's why he got selected.
lucky.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
And not Rick Ford from Spy like
Oh my
Jason
gosh.
Statham. So,
Right.
also that scene, this movie, James Cameron really spared no expense. You look at these party sequences, and I know this is bad, but sometimes I watch these movies where the extras are supposed to be these billionaires, but they're not billionaires in the least bit.
Right.
You know, but you watch this scene, and like all the costumes were magnificent. The amount of extras.
Huge set pieces. You see a lot. It's not even just like, even if it's a producer's house and you get the set for free, it's like even then, there are so many shots throughout this house in so many different rooms, so many different angles of this ballroom. The dance scene has some great shots. Can we just talk, by the way, about what I didn't notice when I was a teenager or even in my early 20s? That Tia Carrera was almost orgasmically aroused with every damn dance move that Arnold did.
Yeah, she
was like, oh. Like she would look at him and like she'd like make a face and pull your chin towards your chest, you know, that kind of thing. Like, oh, like, and look at him like, where'd you pull that trick from?
This is 94 Schwarzenegger, right?
I mean, she was
peak.
so reactive to him in that tango.
So what do you think? She's not used to guys kind of being so forward with her, and so it's like she's just. Of course, it's an action film in the early '90s, so that happens. But yeah, she's dancing with. He's crushing the tango. He's moving. He's confident.
Even when they initiate that tango, so much effort and nuance went into the scene because so he's hiding, right? He's very sneaky. I like the way they do almost like a Nick Cage next with him, like sneaking and avoiding the view of like the people looking for him, right? Once the search is on, and he just looks at her when he sees that all the doors are blocked. He says, "Do you tango?" And she just kind of goes, mm-hmm. And before she finishes, mm-hmm, he is pulling her, and she's like, "Whoa!"
Yeah, 20 feet before the dance floor too. They're dancing to the dance floor.
He is doing.
That's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
He is manifesting tango maneuvers to avoid facing the people searching for him.
What do you guys think is better, getting to the dance floor and starting the dance, or already have your dance in motion and then hitting the dance floor?
Oh gosh,
I mean,
it's all good.
One definitely has more finesse to it.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. I'd get too self-conscious not dancing. I'd have to make my way into it. I'd have to like moonwalk into the dance floor because I could do that.
I get that he's a CIA guy. He's lying all the time. He's always got to put on a show, even when he's scared for his life. But this guy is just oozing confidence.
That's this movie though. That's why I kind of love it. And then I love when he gets out of his league when Jamie Lee Curtis meets up with Simon, played by, the human embodiment of slime.
Pond scum.
Yeah, pond scum. And he gets out of his element and becomes very like. All he does is lie to her, and then he gets furious that she's lying to him. So then he becomes this kind of petulant guy.
Oh yeah, he has a rage dream sitting in the car.
Oh yeah, killing Bill Paxton.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, that is my cousin Ryan and I quote this one line all the time. That it's like, oh man, I got her begging for mercy. Huh, that's idiots. But you see in his face, it's like a vein, like a capillary is about to burst in his eye as he's smiling.
Who is his husband? Dickless.
Oh man.
He is. Do you think? I feel like James Cameron let him do what he wanted. in this movie.